Hello, welcome back again. It's Tuesday. We only have 9 days to go to the election, and it's just getting busier and busier. Yesterday I was on the go from 6:30 until 1 in the morning. Today I've been on the go since 5:30 this morning. Blimey, tomorrow's crazy. I'm meeting with the Parents Action Group for Whitehaven Academy, and then we'll be filming for Daily Politics, so hopefully we'll be able to feature the Whitehaven Academy issues there. Then I've got BBC, then I've got to leg it through to Kendal to meet with the Care Quality Commission. Hi Christine. Please share the video, please share it onto different pages if you can, to push them on their influence over the Success regime. And then I've got to leg it back to, it's nuclear hustings, but it's not a public one. It is being organised by the unions and advertised to their members. Hello, Stephen. Nice to see you again. Can you share this on some pages, please? So I've got all that to prepare for tonight as well. What have we done since we last chatted? We had hustings in Whitehaven. It was packed. There were lots of people standing, which was great to see that engagement with democracy, all the candidates there giving it their all. And everyone is taking such a journey with this. Hustings is making candidates. I'm leaving you now. If you don't have to post here because it's quite public here. You message me if you want. But great. Yeah, some of my students are starting to turn up, students from the UTC. I don't think that some of my students who I taught years ago have clocked me yet, because some who I've been working with substantially didn't realise they'd been taught by me. But I was Rebecca Teasdale then, Mrs. Teasdale at St Benedict's and at Eonside. And when I say that, they go, oh, blimey. But it's always lovely to hear from students. Yeah, the candidates are taking a journey, the public are taking a journey. It was great to focus on Whitehaven's issues. So nice that we're getting the balance. 3 public hustings, 1 in Keswick, 1 in Whitehaven, 1 in Millom. That feels dead right. And of course, if you have an issue that hasn't been addressed, you can travel to a different hustings and get your question in there. I will come back and talk a little bit about more that journey. Please do send your questions and I will answer those live tonight as well, whatever you want to ask. My goodness, did that just go beep on my phone? I thought I'd switched off all my notifications. Fingers crossed. When is Millom? Millom is this coming Sunday, 7 till 9 in the Beggars Theatre in Millom. So what of today? Well, today Tim Farron was here. We had him just for a brief time. He is working so hard trying to be the official opposition on Brexit with so few MPs. They're doing vastly more than the Labour Party are doing. And I've had so much support this week. Some of you know, especially those of you who have been... Brilliant, thanks, Stephen. Those of you who've been at hustings... I know what it is. It's coming in on my computer over there, even though it's switched off here. So I'm just going to switch the sound off there. Okay, some of you who've been at hustings, that I am extremely concerned about the hard Brexit implications of us leaving Euratom. It's not part of the EU. It's not necessary to leave it. There's no benefits to leaving it at all. It's completely nonsense to think that there would be. There are lots of potentially very negative implications. And Labour and the Tories are just caught up in this idea that hard Brexit is a good thing, and it's not. It's just madness. I mean, there could be some good consequences, but there are so many enormous black holes and potential huge negatives. So I've been focusing in particular on Euratom, and I've been able to work with some members of the House of Lords, and Lord Teverson has posed an amendment to be debated next week to get the Euratom bit out of the hard Brexit motion, because it doesn't need to be there. This is good jobbing work of the House of Lords. This is what they do. Hopefully that will work. Did I see the Telegraph article about Mr Corbyn deciding not to visit Copeland? No. What did that say? Please send me a link. Apparently Theresa May is coming tomorrow. That'll be interesting. Do you think the government could be made to U-turn on Euratom? I think it can, because it is not part of the EU. It doesn't need to be. And it makes absolutely no sense for that to be. And that's just how Parliament should work. It refers its decisions to the House of Lords. They do due diligence and scrutiny, and they suggest sensible amendments, and they pass it back. And they expect those amendments to be considered very seriously by Parliament, and hopefully they will be. It will leave the Tory government with a complete hard Brexit, because this doesn't need to be part of it for them to achieve that objective. So, oh no, nail varnish. Sorry. Yeah, I've just been doing family stuff tonight. It's all been a little bit. It's all been a little bit surreal tonight, because I was a little bit late because I was reading my daughter her bedtime Lego Elves story. And in Lego Elves, one of the key characters is called Farron, which after spending the day with Tim Farron is just weird. But hey, back with you now. Yeah, hopefully I've been trying to see if there's any way that our roving bunch of corpses who have attended various of the Success regime events may be enabled and empowered to turn up and surround Theresa May to make her aware of the consequences of the Success regime. But I don't know if that'll come to being. If anyone's watching and knows where she's going, please tell me so I can tip off the key people who could turn up dressed as corpses. People who could dress as corpses, get yourselves geared up for that one. Twitter comments to me, Ria Euratom, are that leaving Euratom is a requirement on the EU lawyers' side. Did you hear that, or is it rubbish? It's really tenuous. There's a little bit, there's a court, the Human Rights Court is used for judgments on it, but in general, you've got to have some term of reference for resolving disputes. In order to work better, work properly, for countries to work together, they've got to have some recourse. It is so tenuous that it's part of it, but it could be argued, but it's not necessary to argue it. Are you drinking enough coffee to get through the campaign? I don't drink coffee. This is decaf tea. Decaf tea with a slice of lemon is what I always like. So if I'm round at your house, you remember that, or a bit of herbal tea. Don't go for me cafe. Don't seem to need it. Maybe I get it from the chocolate. There's still some Christmas chocolate Santas lying around downstairs, and when I get really tired, they get raided. Good to see you out and about with Tim. Right, yeah. So where were we today? We had precious little time. I really wanted to get Tim to Whitehaven to focus on some of the key issues there. It wasn't possible time-wise. We were able to do some amazing work with a fantastic group of people, the Keswick Flood Action Group. What an inspirational bunch of people. They've put so much work into working on the mathematics of water flow analysis, working out what will work to prevent the catastrophic flooding on St John's Beck going into the Greta, going into the Derwent. So we will benefit from this here in Cockermouth as well, and people all the way down to Workington will benefit from the work that they're doing. Essentially, they've come up with a proposal for regulation to require water to be let out of Thirlmere Dam when there are proposed storms and the dam is full. It's a combination of technical policy instruments that are needed to put a requirement on United Utilities to release that water, and also there needs to be re-engineering of the dam valves. This dam was built in the 19th century. It's a very old dam, and so there's practicalities in getting that water out the system. And they have worked their socks off, and they had such a good presentation for us there on Thirlmere Dam. I was there by 8:30 this morning with Tim Farron, and all credit to them. So if I am elected, the first thing I will do is strip back all the maths that they've done to basics, check that the solution that they are proposing will work, that it really will work, and that the valves that they're proposing are enough. And then when I know that maths inside out and I know the whole case inside out, I'll get to defending it, looking at how they can present it more succinctly and clearly, sell it to this community, look if we can do things down the whole Derwent catchment. When in Cockermouth, when we wanted our flood defences, we raised some of the money ourselves by putting a levy on our council tax voluntarily. We'll look at, can we do that once we've got convinced the community that we have a way forward that will make a heck of a difference? Can we persuade everyone to do that right down the catchment? That would be fantastic. But just so much credit to them, because it's only because they've done the maths that they could do the clear graphical presentation it was pretty convincing to me that this would work. Let's see if some of these are right here. They gave me some to take away. That's not the sheet I'm looking for, but essentially this is the timeline, the floods associated with Storm Desmond on the red, and these are the catastrophic flood events here. And these are, if you've got release going on of the type, this is what the water levels would have been like, and they are demonstrating that you could have avoided the catastrophic flood. And they've got different release systems here in place, and they've done that maths. Good for them. I love that. So that was an absolute pleasure. Jamie Rees should have been supporting them. He didn't do much in the Keswick area. Tim Farron is well known for doing a lot, because it's where the constituencies meet, and the A591 that collapsed was an issue for both constituencies, and Tim did an awful lot of good work on that. So people have been very impressed there, and they were really pleased to meet him. A huge economic impact. I heard a lot about the economic impact of flooding from people out on the street in Keswick, and also complaints about Allerdale parking charges. And they wanted to know, did I understand the frustration of the price hikes and the reduced services? So, having an Allerdale All Towns permit myself, which has gone up this time, it was £90 when I first came here, it was £250 last year, it's £400 this year. And I went to park in the car park that I thought I could park in, and as they told me during the conversation, I can no longer park there. So I went back to my car to find this. So do I understand the frustrations of increased charges and reduced services? Okay, let's go back and look at some of these questions. I'll just tell you a bit more. After we went up on the dam, we went down into Keswick, and press pack now. Gosh, there is so much press here. I was doing press till 11 o'clock last night. Back to back, one of them would be interviewing Tim, one of them would be interviewing me, then they'd want us both together, but lots of people would be cutting in to take photos. They were all working around each other. We're chatting to people in the street at the same time. Thanks for your comment, Jane. Enjoying the sessions, David. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to get past the sound bites. It's so nice to get past the literature and show people that I'm just a real person. It doesn't look like that through leaflets and through literature. Would you class them as a flooding think tank? No, they're an action group as well. They are really an action group. There's so much that they've got on and done and sorted out already. Brilliant group of people. Can you say something about the latest announcements coming from Toshiba and NewGen? So the latest announcement in the last few hours has been that Toshiba intends to hold on to NewGen and continue with that project for a while until the build is started, I think. I mean, this news is just coming through to me so fast. And then to divest to another investor, that seems extremely wise. That project will have a huge amount of value by that stage. We wondered whether they would just take it to GDA, which is Generic Design Assessment stage, but it sounds like they're going to take it a bit further. So that's very reassuring. How do you feel the Keswick hustings went? Well, I can hardly remember that now because we had Whitehaven hustings last night. Keswick hustings were very genteel, everyone finding their way. Whitehaven hustings were really onto the tougher, the very extreme issues of the success regime. Whitehaven Academy, nuclear, very hardball, getting tougher. which I quite liked because I am very, very angry about Conservative policy, and I got the chance to say that. Would the dam need extra machinery installed to release excess water during the heavy rain? That's what I want to double check. They've built a proposal that involves putting new valves in the dam, and we think there are ways that could be done through the rerouting. There's this scheme going on to reroute water from Ennidill to going to go through Thirlmere instead. So there'll be substantial investment at that time, and that could bring the opportunity to put those valves in, but we may have to raise the money for them from other sources. And I want to double check that they are enough. Do we need extra valves? Do we need a tilting spillway? I just need to want to go through all that maths again for myself and check that whatever we are proposing, I am 100% convinced it will work. That's what I do as a mathematician. I double, triple check what people are telling me, and then I can fight for it passionately because I understand it inside out. Please keep sharing the video. Please like the page. I'm going to be having a big action day on Saturday. If you are in this area, if you're anywhere near Cumbria, please save your Saturday morning for me. There's so much I want to do. But I will tell you about that probably on Thursday. It's going to be very late for Facebook Live tomorrow night because tomorrow's such a mega day with the Whitehaven Academy Action Group and lots of TV in the morning. Then it's a long drive to Kendal from Whitehaven. I do know that people are coming from Kendal. Come anyway, I'm doing it all the time. And then a long meeting, probably more press, and then back to hustings. So it'll probably be about 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Yeah, sorry, no, it's private hustings tomorrow for people who are members of the unions who've sponsored the event. Good manicure, there is no manicure there. Sorry, there's a little bit of shiny nail varnish on, it's pretty much missing. Please get Tim back. Yes, please, Tim, come back. I really wanted to do a Facebook Live with Tim. It would have been so much fun. I couldn't imagine it wouldn't be possible to get like 2 minutes. But we were just surrounded by a press pack. There are just loads of people demanding his time until they had to drag him out of that situation. So it wasn't possible. People told me it wouldn't be, and I thought it would be. Is this local press? No, it's national press now and local press, all muddled in together. So BBC were there, ITV were there, and lots of local press as well. We're getting fantastic coverage from the local press. Let's just have a look at today's paper. This is the News and Star. This is our local daily paper. Okay, so this is the coverage of the Whitehaven hustings here. And the great thing to see here is they have now changed, the frame of the debate has now changed. It used to be Labour, Tory and UKIP as the main contenders, with me in with the other contenders because of the order of results in 2015. That has changed now. Look at that. It is Labour, Tory and Lib Dem as the main contenders, and all the other candidates are now out of that frame. They're not seeing them as being serious contenders. That's a really important shift for us. It's the first shift in the positive direction. There's a lot more to come very quickly. Look at that down below that. Can you see that? Let me just look from underneath. Mr. Ed Davey and his fantastic session that inspired a lot of people. I criticised Jack, the Green candidate, last week. I am so impressed. His language has changed. He came to that session. He paid attention. He asked good questions. He is no longer making the kind of derogatory remarks about the people who support nuclear that he was then. So thank you for that, Jack. Thank you for coming. I'm really impressed, really pleased. That's what I wanted. And then, what have we got here? If we go on to the next page, here we go, over at the next page. This is the coverage of the handing over the petition of 20,000 signatures, and I was very proud to be part of that there. There you go. Another fantastic, inspirational group of people. Well done to them for all of the work that they've done. Huge credit they deserve, especially, where is she? Annette here. Her work on this has been absolutely phenomenal. What a community campaigner. But the whole team deserve the credit, and it was nice that some babies could get there too. So the local coverage is great, and I am, proud to support our local press. They've raised various issues about the implications of Leveson, and I'm listening very carefully for what it means for the local press, because they do a great job here. Our campaign team that have come in have been so surprised by the local press, because they're struggling to function in other areas of the country, and they are great here. He's 2 times you with Dr. Ali down in... doing 2 by-elections is really difficult for our MPs, because there aren't many of them. They cover all bases, and they're working their socks off, and they've got to be there for all the key votes, so this is really tough. Ed Davies was great to listen to. He was brilliant in real life. How lucky were we to have such an incredible guy. It's such a privilege being a parliamentary candidate, because you get to meet all these people. Typo City there. Yes, Stephen. Any more questions for me tonight, people? Please feel free to ask me anything. And if you're watching later, also in the Whitehaven News today. Okay, good. I haven't seen that. You're in the lead on their online poll. Brilliant. That's really good. Let me just see. I've always wanted to comment on survey questions. But I'm struggling to get them back, because they're with people who are entering the data and doing responses to them, which I should be signing off soon. I thought I had a couple that had come directly to me in here by accident. People had changed that. Here we go. Something else I can show you. This is our schedule of events for the weekend. Oh, it's back to front. I'll have to print this out the other way round, won't I, to show you live here. Good point. But on Saturday, I'm going to be in Whitehaven Marketplace all morning, running a massive campaign to get leaflets out. That's what I want people to come and help me with. Come and take a bundle of leaflets and help us reach people. We don't have the budget that that Labour and the Tories have. We aren't funded by big donors who are looking for control. We work for the public, so we rely on the public to volunteer to cover what other parties pay for. So please come grab a bundle. Phone bankers. Yeah, phone bankers. This is the critical time for phone banking. Now our support is appearing. We have to find it. We have to find out where our voters are. Jane, can you say more about what's going with the phone banking? If you're volunteering for phone banking, thank you so much. Now is the time, and it is getting more and more critical, because in the early days, people weren't really aware of me being a player and the Lib Dems being a player in this campaign. They are becoming aware now. They've heard a lot, and we need to know where our potential vote is. We need you to help firm that up. Thank you so much for your help there. It might be worth putting that online for your supporters to see, working on that. It should be there soon. Thursday will be my big day for getting Saturday sorted out and planned, because I've planned and running all of this, relying on people to come and help. I'll tell you the schedule. From 2 to 3, we're in the United Reformed Church in Whitehaven taking questions, and then 3:30 to 4:30, it's Dissington Community Centre. 5 till 6, Parton Village Hall. 6:30 till 7:30, Myras Community Centre. That's the Saturday. The Sunday, 10 till 11, we're in Eaglesfield Village Hall. 11:15 till 12:15, we're in Cleatormore Civic Hall, next to the car boot sale, so come and do both. 12:45 to 1:45, Seascale Methodist Hall. Then I'm doing a special Facebook Live with Chris Davies, who was MEP of the Year in 2014, talking about why the single market matters, taking questions in real time. 3:15 to 4:15, I'm in Ravenglass Village Hall, which is Muncaster Parish Hall in Ravenglass. 5 till 6, I'm in Millom Guide Hall. And then 7 till 9, we have hustings in Millom. So the key time to come and help is Saturday morning from 9 o'clock. Please come and grab a bundle of leaflets from Whitehaven Market and go off and deliver them somewhere in the Whitehaven area. Hopefully, I am aiming to get out 30,000 leaflets. Andy is laughing at me, telling me it can't be done. I am saying, Andy, we turned out the vote for Virgin Voom here in West Cumbria against all the odds because we didn't have broadband. People couldn't vote out and about. It was so hard, but we can do this here. We have proved it. We will raise the people, get all those leaflets printed and all those maps and bundles prepared. And my Facebook friends, I'm going to be messaging you later, just like we messaged you about the vote for Virgin Voom. If you want to see me on Virgin Voom, if you search for Virgin Voom Rebecca Hanson Border TV, you should see some TV from that time. But basically, I run maths education training, and I'm always looking for grant funding and funding to reach more teachers who need that training. And the kind people of Cumbria voted my business into the top 80 growth businesses, and I got to go to London and pitch to Richard Branson's team for that. Slightly more exciting than the average grant application. What's going on now? Are you getting your ads out? Yes, the ads, I think the copy is gone, has to be in by tomorrow lunchtime latest for publication. Thursday, I've seen what I think was the final copy. I think I've signed that off for the Whitehaven News, which is a big one. I haven't seen copy for the Keswick Reminder yet. I've chased it a couple of times today. Okay, any more questions? Just a reminder then, if you haven't already, please go to rebeccahanson.org.uk and volunteer, donate. Just volunteer to help. Whatever you can do will be so hugely, hugely appreciated. We're a roots up organisation here to represent people, and we only exist because people support us. So to do a good job for you, we need your help. Okay, I have got a lot of work tonight to do tonight, so it's time that I got on with it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me tonight. Please share the video. Please like the video. Please send me any comments you like. They'd be hugely valued. Bye for now.